Welcome to Module 1. In this module, we will learn about food, blood sugar, and diabetes. This is important because if we understand how our blood sugar changes normally when we eat and when we are hungry, it makes it easier to understand what happens in diabetes when blood sugar is abnormally high. In our first lesson, we will focus on digestion, insulin, and blood sugar. As humans, our bodies require food daily from birth, and we only stop eating when we die. Food requirements depend on the stage of life. Children need food for growth, energy, body warmth, repair of damaged body parts and organs, protection from illnesses, and boosting immunity. If nutrition is not optimal, growth is affected, resulting in stunted or stagnated growth. The requirements in adults are the same. The major difference is adults have acquired the capability to reproduce, and when nutrition is not optimal, reproduction is affected. This is seen in instances where the patient is chronically ill, during starvation, and even in some athletes like gymnasts who need to keep their weight below a certain level. The types of food we eat will vary based on the nutritional requirements of the individual to ensure the body functions optimally. Our body gets different nutrients from the foods we eat. How does the body use food? The body converts food into forms it can utilize. This process is digestion. A simple way to think about this is to relate it to what a blender does. It grinds the contents into a uniform consistency, which may be liquid or semi-solid. With a blender, we usually add some water to make it easier for the machine. To make it easier for our bodies to digest food, chemicals called enzymes are added to further break down the food into forms that the cells can use. Digestion starts from the mouth when chewing the food commences. This is the grinding process. Saliva, which is secreted by the salivary gland in the cheeks, contains enzymes which begin acting on the food in the mouth. The food is swallowed and goes down the throat and into the stomach. The contents of the stomach move into the small intestine, which in turn joins the large intestine where the absorption of the digested nutrients take place. Whatever is left over is passed out as feces. What happens during digestion? The meals we eat are made up of a combination of different food groups. During digestion, food is broken down based on these classes or groups. There are 3 major and 2 minor food groups. The major groups are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and oil. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, proteins into amino acids, fats and oil into fatty acids. The minor food groups are minerals and vitamins. These do not need to be broken down. The next step is absorption. The nutrients are taken up into the bloodstream and pumped all over the body by the heart. The cells get all they need through this process. Fatty acids from breakdown of fats and oils are used to produce hormones and fat stores. Fat stores provide the body with energy when we've not eaten for 10 hours or more. Glucose from carbohydrate breakdown is used by the body for energy immediately we eat. If we get more glucose than we need from a meal, the excess is converted into fat stores and glycogen. What is insulin? Insulin is a hormone produced by an organ called the pancreas. All the cells in the body need insulin to use glucose for energy. Insulin acts like a bridge. Glucose must cross to get into the cells of the body. We do not eat all the time, but to survive, our bodies need energy always. Insulin takes care of this problem by allowing us use glucose in 3 ways. Once we eat, some of the glucose is left in the bloodstream for the body to use immediately. A little of the excess glucose is stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen. This is used when we require large amounts of energy suddenly, like during exercise or other strenuous activities. Most of the excess glucose is stored as fat in the abdomen or under the skin all over the body. People store fat in 2 main patterns. When fat is stored mainly in the abdomen and upper body, this pattern is called the apple shape and is common in most men. The second pattern is storing fat mainly around the hips and thighs. This is called the pear shape and is commoner in women. Insulin is the only hormone that lowers blood sugar.